My name is Alex Kipkoech. I was among the victims of the Sachangwan tragedy that occurred on that was on January. I sustained injuries. My name is Ray Rono. I was among the victims of Sachangwan tragedy. I was injured in my leg, my stomach and my arms, and it was almost 60% of my body was burned.
My name is Clement Sitiene. I was among those who are almost perishing, but I thank God because I'm still alive.
My name is Steven Gitonga. Mimi survivor wa Sachangwan fire tragedy. Na Mungu alinisaidia, kaenda hospitali na nikapona. Sasa niko shule.
On February 1st, 2009, the country woke up to shocking news that more than 100 people had been burnt alive after a petrol tanker caught fire at Sachangwan on the Nakuru-Eldoret highway. Most of the victims were women and children. Although it is 6 years since the tragedy, it's been a long, hard road to recovery for the survivors. Fate placed Steven Gitonga, then 11, in the wrong spot. He was among the curious onlookers at the scene of the oil tanker tragedy. His injuries included third-degree burns. Next to him, another survivor, Alex Kipkoech, writhing in pain. He was also at the scene of the tragedy when the explosion occurred. 15-year-old Ray Rono was also caught in the blaze. He was clinging to life after suffering burns to 60%. Clement Sitiene, another survivor, was airlifted to Nairobi for the treatment. He was admitted at the intensive care unit for 2 weeks. Four months later, I went back to Rift Valley Provincial General Hospital in Nakuru. The boys had indeed proved that people can rebound from a tragedy. Upbeat, vibrant, the journey of healing had just begun. Ray sustained injuries over 60% of his body, including his face, ears, neck, back, stomach, chest and arms. Gitonga, who was wrapped in bandages, had sustained burns over 60% of his body. At the age of 11, going through an ordeal like that is unimaginable for most. The explosion left Alex with scars over 9% of his body. His injuries, though, proved to be far less serious, painful but treatable. The boys had to put a lot of courage to face the several phases of treatment.
Nilikuwa nimeisha kuleta books. Sasa on my way ndio nikajipata nilikuwa nikijipeleka kwa moto. Sio kwa vibaya vile. Niko tu sawa venye saizi niko. Sio mbaya. Tunaendelea kupona.
Nilikuwa nimeenda kujionea lakini nilikuwa mbali. Nikafikiwa na moto. Ilikuwa inapita, inafukuza watu sana. Hatuna uchungu mwingi, tunaanza sasa kupona.
Nilikuwa nimeenda kuangalia. Sasa wakati nilikuwa nikiangalia, moto ikatokea. Ilinifunika tu kidogo, kanichoma mgongo na mkono na mguu kidogo. Lakini nilipata uwezo kwenda mpaka nyumbani. Ndio nikapeleka hospitali. Anaona mimi nimebadilika sana. Nimepona sasa. Sio kama vile nilikuwa mbeleni. Singeweza hata kutembea.
Gitonga had 5 surgeries, from skin grafts to moving muscles from the back to the arms. He was discharged from the hospital 10 months later. Since the horrific event, Alex was under 24-hour care in the burns unit for 6 months. He went through 3 reconstructive skin graft surgeries, and on July 2009, he was allowed to go home. Ray had beaten the odds, but it had not come without pain. He underwent 3 reconstructive surgeries and was discharged from hospital after spending 8 months there. It took months of physical therapy to recover and regain some mobility. The boys were able to pull through and survive. As he welcomed us, Alex appeared a regular, happy-looking child. After months of tragedy, he seemed to have a thirst to bring back a sense of normalcy into his life.
I have to live in Christ because having healed from the fire tragedy was so hard, but we thank God for that.
Ray faced innumerable challenges during his physical recovery, but he was focused on an incredible challenge, moving ahead, though too weak to resume his studies.
Nimerecover vizuri na hiyo tu ni hali ya maisha yangu, na maisha ni mlima. Ningependa nisome kwa bidii ili niwe mmoja wa madoctors wa burn patients.
Leaving the supportive environment of the hospital brought Gitonga an entirely new set of challenges. He discovered that his injury and time away from home had a major impact on his family also. He lost his mother in the horrific fire. But here he was surrounded by loved ones whom he hadn't seen in many months. He too was not fit enough to return to school.
Mimi namutulizaga. Nikamwambia tuko na yeye. Si mbaya. Na kununua madawa. Saa ingine anasema anasikia usugu. Tukatafuta madawa.
Wakati nitoka, nikuja kutoka niko na kidonda. Sasa niko tu nienda dressing. Ikapona, sasa tu nikujikuna tu na uchungu.
Clement was discharged after being hospitalized for 1 month. He went back to school and found acceptance. Along with the physical and emotional challenges, he had to learn to live with the new appearance. He had to cover his head. He was set to join high school in 2009.
Kufika tena primary kulikuwa kubaji, walikuwa sha register na singepata nafasi. Ikabidi nimeenda class 7.
Clement was still weak and thought he wouldn't be able to do the same things that a normal person would do. In fact, he found many ways to adapt to the tasks of everyday life. Taking time to process and accept the reality of any injury, much less the impact it will have, naturally takes time. But the boys exemplified the strength of the human spirit in the face of such tragedy. Alex showed tremendous courage. He had made a complete physical and mental recovery. He completed primary education in 2009 and joined secondary school.
So the modern presence of weather forecasting is, for instance, the use of water.
In 2010, we caught up again with Alex, happy and cheerful, enjoying his studies at Londiani High School. Alex felt bright and optimistic about his own future.
Organics of nature, for example, earthquakes. Got in 325, which was not bad because I'd missed school in the 6 months. Since I came back in school, life is not hard. It's just only working hard.
Ray made an amazing recovery too and went back to school. He was set to join secondary school in 2009, but the tragic incident that forever changed his life was followed by a lengthy and heroic recovery. Strong, tough, and with an unbreakable spirit, Ray was back on his feet again.
I'm now a student at Nakuru High School. I thank the Lord because He have given me the second chance of life. I'm just trying to work hard and achieve my goals.
Clement, who underwent several reconstructive surgeries, says he is a better man today than he was 6 years ago. He completed primary school in 2010 and proceeded to Mau Summit High School. His road to recovery has been a long one, but his attitude and determination has been remarkable.
Hiyo psychological affection ilikuwa bado ilikuwa kwa mwili yangu, bado nilikuwa nafikiria tu sasa hii itakuwaje, will I perform well in school. But kuingia shule nikaona wenye tuko nao mikono wanayo, akili wanatumia kama yangu. Kufanya mtihani ya kwanza I performed, I think I was number 3. Then nikajua kumbe I can make it. Nika work hard.
Hiyo shida alipata kidogo, he turned it to success simply because he want to excel.
Clement was among thousands of students who sat for the KCSE exams in 2014.
From Form 1 mpaka Form 4 saizi nimekuwa kiwa number 1 in my class. Ile kazi nimefanya tangu Form 1 mpaka saizi haitani fail. I'll perform very well. I'll join the campus and I'll do my course.
Since Form 1 amekuwa prefect. And now ameenda amechaguliwa na wengine, amekuwa nani? Amekuwa head boy.
Before I hand over my leadership to the incoming head boy, the incoming prefects, you take note on those areas that we were weak on them. Before you handle the case to the office, you come with him or her here, then we negotiate together. As you know, this world now is a world of dialogue, is it? You come, we talk, and we come up with a solution. Make sure you cooperate well. Make sure you do your best. Leadership comes from God. You're blessed for you to be a leader.
During his tenure, I've never seen any unrest. He has helped me in managing the school.
Gitonga's aftercare proved to be a relentless battle. It was a challenge to integrate into everyday life.
Mwaka hiyo yote hakusoma. Aliingia mwaka ingine.
We call them a set of tools. A set of tools.
He resumed school in 2010, but his injuries were severe.
Small fish.
Despite these challenges, he faced each day with an optimistic attitude.
Sometimes nasikia kuchukua hata naomba ticha yetu ruhusa nenda nyumbani nachukua nini tablets. Hafu narudi shule.
In 2011, Gitonga had fully recovered and returned to school. He has to keep his head covered all the time. He had lost several months of schooling and had to catch up. Six years later, it's hard to recognize Stephen Gitonga. Gitonga, who is now 17 years old, is in Form 2 at Sachangwan High School. He has been through a lot in his young life and yet he remains eager for life.
Wakati ni join shule, sikuwa nikiconcentrate na masomo kwa sababu most of the times nilikuwa natokea shule naenda hosi kwa sababu bado sikuwa nimeheal vizuri. Even if nilipitia shida mingi sana, sasa hizi nimepona, niko sawa. Kiweza jilinganisha na vile nilikuwa siku hizo. Mungu alinisaidia. Sasa hivi nimeheal na niko shule nasoma.
The flames that burned Gitonga on the outside 6 years ago were intense. But they are nowhere near as brilliant as the flame of life that burns within.
Last time I was position 6 out of 57 in our class, and I'm aiming to get higher than that this time.
For years, Hannah feared his grandson's happiness might have been reduced to cinders in the fire. She feared his sunny view of life, one that attracted many friends, would be lost in anger and despair.
Mama yake siku ile alikufa, hiyo mzigo yote ilikuwa juu yangu. Shida ikaingia kwa sababu ni watoto wengi. Leo si mbaya sana kwa sababu alipona. Mungu alimsaidia. Walipata mtu wa kumsaidia kidogo. Mimi nataka aendelee na masomo sababu akisoma si anatoka vile wewe nakuja aniretee kilo ya sukari.
Alex and Ray made it through high school. Both completed secondary education in 2013. Alex scored a B stand while Ray had a B minus.
My name is Alex Koech. I'm a first year student in Machakos University College, currently pursuing a degree in environmental studies, that's in community development. And I thank God for all that He has brought me until here. It was all my dream to be in the university, just doing a great course, which I know that I'll get employment. It feels good, at least you are sure of something that you selected in your career choices, so that one day, one time, you live as you wanted in your
The flames that burnt Ray's body have been extinguished by the cooling waters of his extraordinary soul. Determined to forge a career in healthcare, Ray is a first-year student at Murang'a Medical Training College. With his sights set firmly on the future.
I was motivated to take the course after surviving from fire tanker tragedy at Sachangwan about 6 years ago. I feel great that now I'm working on medical field. I'm hoping to work hard in my education and come and serve and help others in the community.
He has chosen that path because, well, that path seems to have chosen him. If lessons he's learned from his painful past can help others, he vows to pass them along.
I feel motivated to take the course, remembering where I've come from. I've stayed in hospital. I know all the challenges in hospital. I think I'm in the right place. This was my first choice. What inspires me most is one day while I was in need of help, I was helped. One day I'll pay back to the community.
Sasa hata nikushukuru Mungu, nimefurahi kabisa. Juu huyu kijana mahali alipitia machungu sana. Wakati huo nilikuwa na stress, sikuwa nalala, sikuwa nakula, lakini ni Mungu amemsaidia mpaka mahali sasa ninaona amefikia.
A story of hope and healing, the unbreakable spirit of this young man in circumstances most of us can't imagine, is truly inspiring. Not only did they survive, they thrived and are optimistic about the future.
Counseling psychology. The experience I've gotten in my life, I believe if I take this course, I'll be able to change the country.
I work hard to achieve my goals of being a doctor so as to change my life in future. Because quality is not an accident but as a result of hard working and commitment.
Zilikuwa kubwa.
Now they're all grown up. The scars that tell their stories have long faded. Alex is 19 years, while Ray and Clement are both 20 years. Despite the challenge of being orphaned at a tender age, Alex remains strong.
I thank God because I've got someone who's supporting me in education. He cares more about whatever I'm doing while in school.
On that fateful day, Clement was among a group of boys playing football when the oil tanker overturned, spilling fuel. But the commotion disrupted the afternoon march as they all rushed to the scene. Clement says everything happened in a split of seconds.
Kulikuwa na wale walikufa, alafu wengine waliafektiwa zaidi, hawezi tembea. By the way, mimi nashukuru tu Mungu juu aliniwezesha niwe mpaka mahali nipo sasa.
The names of those who perished in the inferno are engraved on the mausoleum to act as a reminder to residents along the busy highway to avoid scenes of oil tanker accidents.
It was a hard lesson because wakati nilifika nyumbani nilikuwa nikaambiwa enda nunua sukari. Nilikuwa nipite msituni, sasa kupita lami because nakumbuka mafuta na mambo na lami ni kitu mbaya sana. Mpaka saa hizi there are some cases kama mara 4 na si watu wameanza kuchota mafuta. But in my area I always tell them mafuta atana nayo.
Experience is the best teacher. I've learned from it. Now whenever a petroleum vehicle will fall, I'll be away.
We learn from mistake na naona itasaidia wengine. Hata hao wataona hawatakaribia tena. Sasa naweza advise mtu mwingine asiende, asijaribu hata kukaribia.
Each one of them has a story of survival and of loss, yes, but also a story of hope.